Hi, you guys, welcome to Swapped. I am so excited because today I've invited somebody that I have known forever. We have like so many things in common. We went, I think it started all with kindergarten. She lives right here in the Salt Lake Valley and is a mom of 7 kids, but she also has this really amazing side hustle, and we're going to talk about that. So as you know, I always like to invite my guests to bring with them a favorite food. And so I'm really, I've smelled it, I've seen what Laurie has, and I'm so excited. So you guys, I want to welcome and introduce my good friend, Laurie White. So come on out, Come on out. We don't like have a studio audience or anything, but you guys, look at this. Look at this awesome lunch.
It's gonna be awesome.
I hope. I would, just so you know, I would never make this in a, like, I can't believe people, this looks like restaurant food.
Well, okay, you can make it. I brought like the layman version where you can make it in your oven at home, but this was in a pizza oven. We leveled up this December and got a pizza oven.
So this was like Christmas?
This was our, my husband's like, hey, do you mind if you use part of your Christmas gift with mine? And I was like, you're taking my Christmas money? He's like, yeah, let's combine it and let's get this pizza oven.
Oh
and
my gosh,
we have had party after party after party. We love it. It's way fun.
I think that is the best idea. Okay, so tell me what we have here then.
Okay, so I made my favorite for us, which is I do like olive oil and garlic.
It looks like there's pears on here.
There's pears dipped in sugar, prosciutto, I don't know if I said that right, and goat cheese, or you can use ricotta and like fresh basil.
My gosh,
so that's my favorite.
That.
And then I drizzled balsamic vinegar over the top. And then I love to have it with arugula salad, and it's just lemon and a little bit of sugar and olive oil and salt and pepper.
Sounds
and
yummy.
then this is just typical like pepperoni, mozzarella. And then I made a calzone because I know you love Italian Village calzones. So
I
we'll try.
do.
I hope it works.
Did your family go to Italian Village forever?
Yeah. And my husband's family loves it, and I'm so sorry, but it's not my favorite. And so my husband's family,
because
they
the less
make fun
people
of
who
me,
like it, the better.
Like they're like, oh, let's go here. Oh, Laurie doesn't like it. But I love Hires. So Big H is my favorite.
I
So
also
we're there.
Do love that.
We like that the same, but yeah, I don't know, it's not my favorite.
Oh, well,
but I know you like it.
So excited. Okay.
So yeah, dig in.
So, oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna go straight for the calzone because you know, that's my favorite.
And I'm gonna go for my pear.
It's so good. I can't believe you made this.
Yeah. Well, with the help of my husband. He turns the pizza, he throws it in there. It gets to 900 degrees. The pizza's cooked in 90 seconds.
How big is this thing?
It's so cool, it's called a rock box. Like stands up you put it on a table. It's like this big and probably this long. And you hook it up to the gas, preheats for like a half hour, and it has a stone inside, and it's literally like an oven from Italy, like a pizza oven.
Really?
And you just throw it in on the pill, and he has to turn it like 3 different times, 90 seconds, bring it out, it's done. It's like pizza limone, but small.
And I super love pizza limone.
I know, it's the best.
So
yeah. So then my husband's like, he kind of took over. Like I've been doing this pizza thing for like 20 years, and I had it really good with just the stone in the oven, and I'm good at my dough, and it was kind of like my thing. And then my husband's like, hey, we're gonna get this. And then he's like, okay, we need to buy special flour, and we need to buy this, and you need to make the dough 3 days in advance and let it sit. And I was like, what? But I'm telling you, we decided.
So you made this pizza dough 3 days ago?
I made this one last night, but my husband's got a starter going for like 3 days for a party that we're having. So anyway,
this is so
good.
Fun.
It's fun. So
it is so good.
We're trying all new things, and I was like, okay, you can help me because I literally can't make the pizzas and cook them. So now we're like partners in pizza cooking. It used to be my thing, and now it's our thing, and it's really fun. It's really fun.
Oh my gosh.
You like
okay.
it?
Well,
okay, did you try the pear?
I kind of feel it. Yes.
Okay, good.
I love it. I kind of feel like I saw a trend around Christmas time. Like I saw a few families getting different types of pizza cookers. I even totally like looked into it.
Yeah, I mean, and people build them in their backyard, and I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big thing, and there's definitely some cheaper options out there. But honestly, if you want to do this at home, like I said, for 20 years I've been doing it in my oven on a pizza stone, and you can get a pizza stone, for like $10. So you can start there.
I mean, this is fancy. You've got like I can see the pine nuts
pine
on
nuts,
here and everything. Okay, so as always, we're gonna pass on the recipes.
Okay.
So tell me what we have here.
Okay, so this is the pizza dough that I've been making for 20 years. And this is what everyone can use in their oven.
I have never made pizza dough. Like one time
Bread
I got
is
like
easy, I promise.
I got like those frozen rolls and like let them thaw and smushed them out. I was pretty proud of myself.
Like you can't use roads
like,
for pizza. You have to have like
I
a
didn't
different,
know.
It'll be too, but honestly, there's so many pizza dough recipes out there, but you can also go to Trader Joe's and you
Right,
can
you
buy
can
the
buy
pizza
it.
dough. You can buy pizza dough anywhere. You can go to Harmon's, you can go anywhere and bring
Right.
home pizza dough. So
Right.
you don't have
Which
to
is
make
a great
it.
idea.
But I'm telling you, if you learn how to make like dough and you make like rolls, sweet rolls, French bread, people think you're a magician. And guess what? You always have flour, sugar, yeast, water, salt, always.
Right.
So anytime someone's like, what can you make? I'm like, oh, I'll do the bread. I don't have to go to the store.
Right.
It's the best. It's cheap, but people are like, oh my gosh, you're so awesome. It's just bread dough.
She
it's
is
easy.
awesome,
No, it's
just
easy. I
so you
promise. It's easy.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got the pizza bread dough and then arugula salad, which I
This
kind of
is
mentioned.
really super yummy. And so do you
It's
just
really, this is what I
it
don't
come
even
in
buy
like a bag
dressing.
or what?
Yeah, you can just buy it in a bag or in the little box. And I literally I don't mix my dressing beforehand. I don't buy dressing. I use a little bit of lemon zest. The key to every good salad is salt and pepper. So salt and pepper your lettuce. And then I just squeeze
so
part of
good.
a lemon and drizzle olive oil and I just sprinkle some sugar on there and then I just toss it. And this is almost what I do for every salad that I make, is just that little combo.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It feels super fresh.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so
Okay, so
we're
we're
going to
gonna
pass on
salad.
that.
Yeah.
And then this is just like all the things you love to put
All the
on
things
it.
I love. So I put my favorite down here with like the pears and stuff. But
Okay.
I have to say, my family, I have 6 boys and 1 cute daughter. I mean, they like meat. Everyone likes meat. I like meat. The best is to get like the normal sausage, like country sausage ground up. And then I like start out on kind of medium high. And then I turn it down to low and I literally just let it caramelize for like a half hour while I'm getting all the pizza stuff ready. It takes about a half hour to kind
Caramelizing
of
the
lay
sausage.
everything out. So I'm chopping up red onions. I'm getting all of my pepperoni and I like to put everything in cute bowls. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing one at a time. Part of the party is sitting around
The
talking.
experience.
And then I'm like, okay, what do you want on your pizza? And everyone's hanging out and we're all
Right.
making it together. And so I just spread this huge thing out and then my cute husband's just shuffling in and out, in and out, in and out, making pizzas. We're cutting them and everyone's just eating. So it's really fun. But I love sausage and then all the basics. But if you can level up and get like some pine nuts, and you know what?
Oh, yeah,
They're
so
$5 for a half cup. They're not cheap. But I mean,
you gotta
if you
really-
can get fresh basil
Only 2
and
pine nuts per-
yeah. Yeah, and a little bit of that caramelized sausage. People, they eat. They're like, oh my gosh, this is the best.
It
So
does. It tastes
Yeah, you
amazing.
can kind of level up with some fancy toppings.
Well, I'm super impressed.
Thank you, thank you.
And I'll be over.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm hoping that my invitation,
Yeah, let's have your family over.
that would
Seriously.
be so awesome.
Last weekend, we made all this dough thinking we were going to do pizza night. We told the kids, hey, every other week we'll do like pizza night and you can invite whoever you want. So we've got all this dough. My husband did the starter and then he, woke up at 6:30 to like make it then, and get it ready. And we're letting it raise and we're like, oh my gosh, look how good it looks. And then all of a sudden we realize our kids aren't around. They're teenagers. They don't want to hang out with us. They're gone. We're like, hey, are you bringing your friends? No, I have something better. Or my most unfavorite line, I'm good.
Right.
This is how they say it. I'm good.
I'm good.
Which means I have better things to do than hang out with you.
Right.
And so,
And please don't ask me
yeah.
what it is.
And so then I start like sending text out. Heidi, I had to text 20 people.
So you're going to come over
20
and eat
people.
pizza?
Finally, my girlfriend brings her daughters over. She didn't even bring her husband. My husband's like, oh, okay, well, you guys can have a girl night. I'll make your pizza. 20 people are like, hey, homemade pizza. Everyone's like, oh, I'm already out, or we're doing
Right.
something. We have plans.
Everybody is so busy. We're all so busy all the time.
We're willing. Anyone can come over. About every other week, anyone can come
Oh, I
over.
think that's
We'll
so
serve
fun.
you pizza.
And
It's fun.
like everybody likes pizza.
Everybody likes
You
pizza.
know, so you
yeah.
just can't
yeah.
can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so while we'll continue eating and
Okay.
we're going to move on through, but I have to tell you that it was so fun, we just kind of chatted. It's been a while
It's been a while. Yeah.
since we chatted. And so Laurie and I, like I said, we went to, so this is grade 1. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that you went to kindergarten at Canyon View?
Kindergarten and first grade. And then they took us, the ones who
You
were
went to
bused,
Butler.
then we went to Cottonwood Heights.
Oh, Cottonwood Heights. Okay.
Yeah.
So Laurie brought this, and I don't know if you can get in close enough. This is Mrs. Farrick's class. I was not a fan.
Me neither.
of Mrs. Ferrick's.
Me neither.
She was
I
mean.
had stomach aches a lot.
Yeah.
I
She
called home for stomach aches a lot.
just did not make anybody feel comfortable.
Nope. And that's not how you should be as a first grade teacher. I'm a former first grade teacher. Okay, I taught first grade.
Yeah, I bet you were the funnest ever.
I mean, I would let 5 girls, everyone could hold a finger. I had 10 girls at recess because everyone wanted a finger. And I was in heaven, like walking around with my little posse, tying people's shoes.
Okay, so if you can see this is me on the front row because I was the shortest in every single time in my life, except for when David Burris was around.
Oh, okay.
And he
Yes.
was always short. Okay. So that was me. And then up here on the top row is Laurie.
And look at, we both kind of have, we both have like, you can't see, but I have little overalls on, a little dress and ruffles, and we both have like this flower print. This is the 70s.
Oh, you got my mom.
We were cute. My mom made mine. My mom made mine.
Yes, that whole seamstress thing. Mm-hmm. And then we both kind of have the bangs.
Yep.
And
I've always had bangs.
you know,
Yeah.
Anyway, cute girls.
Yep.
And then
Super cute.
Laura even found, like, fast forward to
our
senior
year.
dinner dance.
Yep, the senior dinner dance, May of 1990.
And I don't even remember this, like, us being there.
Yeah. I don't know that we all even drove to the dance together. I feel like we just met at my house and took a picture.
Which is awesome.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
I love
that we're
this.
in there
So
together.
this was from the view from your mom's house.
Yeah, that's my parents' backyard looking up to kind of Big Cottonwood Canyon area.
Yeah. Really super fun.
Yeah.
So Laurie also brought
Yes.
our yearbook.
I know, she's like, do you know where your yearbook is? Yeah. I was like, boom.
It's been a minute since I dug mine out. So
I know where mine is.
Let's see here, and I marked it.
Okay.
And I've noticed there that you've gone through and you've added hearts of all the people that must have been your friends.
Yeah.
So I was really relieved when I got the heart.
I did not do that this morning. I did that in 1990. You had a heart
Oh,
in
I'm
1990.
so glad.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is Laurie down here. And this is me right here. And, you know, I was really rocking the perm and the bangs.
Oh,
That
man.
but you have naturally curly hair, don't you?
No,
Or
are you
were
kidding?
you permed up here?
I fake it always. That's
Oh,
perm.
man.
That's perm. I mean, my hairdresser finally was like, guess what? You can't get perms anymore. It's not cool. I'm like, what? So I just have to curl it with a ton of product. Yeah.
Well,
I was
you
always
always
into
had the
perm.
curly hair.
Well, it's because I always had a perm.
Yeah. So
Always.
cute. And it's just a fun, I don't know. It hasn't been that long, right?
It doesn't seem that long. I'm sure our kids think we're old, and they act like, oh, you don't know how it is, or you can't remember. I remember like it was yesterday.
I know.
I can remember.
I know. And just, you look through here, and these are just people that you have so much history with.
Yeah.
I mean, and some I've kept in touch with, some I see here and there, and some, you know, you pass by on social media or, you know, whatever. So. Super cool.
Yeah,
So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being
so
a
fun.
memory keeper here.
You bet.
So,
You bet. I pulled these out of my scrapbook.
well, you better make sure they get back in there.
I know, in their right place. Yeah, yeah. Luckily,
Well-
I used photo squares, so I didn't have to like bust them out. Yeah.
You can go back on there.
Yeah, they'll go
Well,
back easy.
you know, here's the thing. When we were talking about scrapbooking.
Yeah.
So, how old is your oldest child then?
23.
All right. So my oldest child is 21. Mm-hmm. And so, tell me about like what kind of memory keeping you did back in the day. I like to call it the day.
Okay, so in 1990 was when I made my first scrapbooks. I was doing like this little 20-hour project for like to earn this thing for church, and I did my whole like from baby through senior year, and I spent 20 hours and I did my scrapbook, and I loved it.
Very cool.
So that's when I started scrapbooking, and then I made some of my husband and I. Oh my gosh! But when I had kids,
The game changes, right?
I like loved it so much, and I wonder. I almost think we were in the same magazine. Like the time when you got published in the magazine. What was it?
Creating Keepsakes.
Creating Keepsakes, and you had like a 10-page spread. If you go all the way to the back, I have a fourth sheet spread. I won an honorable mention. So okay, so I have followed your scrapbook career from the get-go. But like you were one of the 10 that won, and I was an honorable mention.
Well, I didn't know that. That is awesome.
It's so cool, and I was so proud of Heidi. I was like,
man.
I know her. And so then my girlfriends and I, oh my gosh, the whole scrapbook, staying up all night long, going to these scrapbook things,
It was the best.
bringing
It
your
was the best.
stuff. I love it so much. So my oldest child has probably 9 scrapbooks from age like baby through, I don't know, maybe age 6. And my 7th child has a baby book. So it's like they still...
I know, and you just don't want them to like start like counting.
Yeah,
This
don't
is what
count.
my kids do. Is
Yeah.
they literally like look to see how many pictures of them are in the album or
Yeah. So now I'm just doing family albums. I still occasionally will do an album. I'll do them online. I'll do them online just so we can have a book.
Yeah.
So I'll do a vacation book. Every single year for Christmas, I make a vacation book for my mother-in-law. My in-laws take us on this amazing trip to Newport Beach every single July. And my parents take us in June. We're so lucky. Our parents still pay for a vacation.
That is really
the bomb.
unusual.
Like it's the bomb. Yeah. So every year for Christmas, my mother-in-law's like, oh, I just want a book. And so there's 20 grandkids, and I take photographs. And Aaron, my husband, is an amazing videographer, and he makes music vacation videos, like 40-minute long music vacation videos.
That's so fun.
So he's really still doing tons of memory keeping, and then I will make a book occasionally. But to get into the paper and glue and cutting, I'm like couldn't sleep this morning. I was so excited because I miss it so bad. I miss it. Yeah.
Well, it just feels like
scrapbooking.
Things just get busy.
Yeah.
And I think that it is overwhelming to have 7 kids.
Yeah.
Or
to keep
however,
track. Yeah.
just to keep everything going.
Yeah.
And so.
And they used to go to bed. And they don't.
Right.
Like I used to be like, oh my gosh, everyone's in bed. It's 8 o'clock. I think I'll scrapbook.
Right.
This is me at about 9:30. I think I'll watch Modern Family and fall asleep on the couch.
Right. I know. It's hard. Well, it was fun to chat with you about that, because I think that maybe, I don't know if there's like a certain point which you kind of start coming back around with the nostalgia.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'm really
I don't think
deep in
everyone's like that, but I know that I feel you. I miss it. I want it. 2 weeks ago, I went to Sunday dinner, and my sister-in-law, we used to scrapbook all the time, and I said to her, I was looking at scrapbooks today, and I just wanted to call you and say, bring all your crap, and let's like make one page. Because it is nostalgia, and my kids love looking at the books.
Oh, yeah.
They look at the books, they watch the videos. Our youngest is special needs, and he's 9. He's so stinking cute. 9, but kind of like 4.
Okay, so
And-
kind of a great age, just
He's the bomb.
You know,
I don't need a
always-
puppy dog. Every time I come in, he's like, Mom, oh my gosh. So he's the best. But he watches the videos every day, and
yeah.
he's like, let me see pictures. All of them, they love it. So yeah, I love it. I love photographs everywhere. I love to read the memories because I am forgetful.
I know. Do
So-
you ever read it and be like, oh my gosh?
Yeah, I was like,
that was
that's
really
hilarious.
nice of
I don't
me.
remember that. Or yeah, I don't remember.
That was really nice of me to write.
Yeah, I love it, and they love it. They
Yeah.
love it. They
Yeah.
love reading it and seeing how much they mean to you, and I think it's awesome.
Well, I think that, Laurie and I have connected a few times. We don't live very close. We don't see each other very often. And one of the times that we connected recently, and it wasn't even very recently.
Yeah.
It was, and I wanted to talk about this experience just because, it made such a huge impact on me. So I want to say it was probably 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I think so, because my daughter was probably about 15 and she's 20.
Okay.
So I think you're right.
So there was a dance competition in St. George, and these dance competitions are just like,
All day long.
And so your daughter dances for a total of
3
6
minutes. Yeah. Well, yeah. If your daughter, mine was only in 1. Yours was probably at least in 2.
I think we had 3. And so it was like 2
1.
minutes, 3 times, and you're driving down there, you're sitting there the entire day, you're waiting for the awards. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And I just happened to see you, and you kind of run into a lot of people that which is fun to catch
Which
up.
is way fun since you're waiting there.
Yeah,
I'm
and
scanning
so-
like, who do I know?
I hadn't seen Laurie in a while, and we sat down, started chatting, and I thought to myself, I'm pretty sure that she's got a son that's just a little bit older than mine. Mm-hmm. And I kind of just assumed that they were probably on missions or maybe in college. I wasn't even sure. I think that 5 years ago, my oldest would have been around 16.
Yeah, and I had one that same age. I have a 21-year-old, so
So right about that age.
Yep, I have.
And I just kind of was
too.
like, okay, so tell me where your family's at. Tell me where your kids are at. And I remember, just full disclosure, I mean, I just looked up to you my whole life. From the time that we were in kindergarten, you always had a smile on your face. You were always helping people. You're always just this light, and I thought you were perfect in every way.
Hey, and can I tell you that I felt the same way? That I did. I want you to know this is
No, because I was a brat. Nobody could think that about me.
You were adorable. You were adorable. And we had calculus together our senior year, which was 2 periods.
Which was really, I really faked it through that class.
Me too. Skin of my teeth. That was the worst class of high school. No, I adored you. I adored you. And to have you say that you thought that about me, I was like, what? Because I didn't know. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And she's so cool. And
at this time, I was like, well, I was having some struggles with my kids. Particularly with Corey.
As was I.
And I just had so much anxiety and shame about the fact that my kid was struggling. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't really talking about it. But I was stressed. And when I saw you, it was kind of like, oh, I bet you Laurie just like, I bet your life is perfect. I bet
all her
family
kids,
is just perfect. You know, and so I just had said to you, you know, like, so where are your boys? Do you have one on a mission or, you know, whatever? And I remember that you kind of just, you're like, well, no, I've got one that should be, you know. So, you know, if you've followed my story, you know that around 18 years old, and 19 for girls, 18 for boys, 19 for girls, they can go on a mission for our church, and it's voluntary, but also expected.
It's in our community, it's expected. There's a lot of pressure. It's an awesome experience. In fact, my cute nephew is getting dropped off right now.
Oh.
Right now.
Which is a hard.
He's going to the Ukraine, and we said goodbye to him last night. And my son.
Is this first?
This is her second.
Okay.
And my 18-year-old he's turning in his papers in a couple weeks, and he's going to go this summer. So.
And it's a big deal.
It's a neat thing. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, but it's really hard when your kids don't want to, and you're in this community.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's awesome community, but it's hard.
So I don't know if you even remember this conversation.
I totally do.
I opened up to Laurie immediately and was like, I don't know what to do. I'm failing as a mom. My kid's struggling. And the reason it stood out the most was because you said something that got me through even till now. And I know that your kids were making some choices you didn't approve of.
And because of that, they were struggling. Yeah. They were struggling. And we were worried for their safety.
Yeah.
You know?
And you said I believe that they were given to me because God knew I could love them enough, that I would love them anyway, that my love would be what they needed.
Yeah.
And I just never thought of it that way.
You have to get over, I'm going to say disappointment. I think you have to get over the disappointment of your kids not doing everything you think they're going to. It's really hard to move from, I'm going to tell you everything to do, including like how to dress and whatever. And my kids were super compliant as little kids. No one flipped out over what color of cup I gave them. They didn't care about a wrinkle in their sock. No one made a fuss. So I was like, I must be really good at this, you know?
Right.
And then your kids get older and they're like, hey, I want to make my own decisions. I want to go my own way. I want to have some independence. You know, and I'm like, I want you to do this, this, and this. This is what I've been dreaming of. This is what I think you need. And it's so hard to have that split. And after, you know, maybe not doing the best things and not doing what's best for them, it just really, really hit me that every time I saw them, that my face needed to be, I love you. I'm for you. I'm rooting for you. I support you. Not, I'm disappointed in you. They can read it. They can see it on your countenance, how you feel towards them. And I had to pray too, like, please help me get past this. They have to see that I am like, hey, no matter what you do, what you choose, whether you go to college or not, whether you want to go to the same church as me or not, no matter what you do, I love you because you're mine. You're God's, you're mine, and I love you. And that had to just take away everything out of the equation, and it was just like, hey boys, I love you.
It was just such a, like, especially, I don't know if it could have been anybody else that gave me that advice or that shared that perspective with me because of how much I looked up to you and knew you and admired you and thought you were perfect.
Far from it.
And that set a real tone for me as I kind of started down that journey of feeling those same things.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share that here because, you know, I want this to be about connection.
Yes.
And, you know, food is connection, and our families are connection, and scrapbooking and storytelling, this is connection.
Yeah.
And as we got talking, we realized that we both have these kids, middle child,
Yeah.
that are seniors this year.
Yeah. Crazy.
And Laurie's is a boy.
Yep.
And mine is Quincy. And, you know, as I've been thinking about connection, I think it's so important in order to connect with our kids to let them know the amazing things that we've learned from them. You know, I think traditionally it's always like, oh, the parents are the ones doing all the teaching and they're the ones leading, and that's what I thought about my parents. Mm-hmm. I never thought that I was teaching my parents something.
Yeah.
So this kind of takes us to this project that I want to show you.
Okay, I'm excited.
I'm going to move some stuff over here.
Okay.
And first of all, I told Laurie, I gave her a little bit of heads
I'm
up.
taking
and
one more
said,
bite of my pizza.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and you can keep it up here. You might need it as we go.
I know. I know that you said you don't
made
care for food,
myself
but
this-
like I love food and I'm always hungry. I'm like a baby. I need like a 2-hour feeding.
I think that's awesome. So obviously we always have to talk about photos when it comes to any memories. And you had confessed, I don't want to like call you out, that it's been a minute since
I printed them. You know, I have been printing books, okay?
Which is good.
I've been printing books. But to print a photo,
awesome.
to pick up photos from the printer,
Yeah.
it's been a couple years.
So
I can't wait.
I talked to my friends at Persnickety, and I had Laurie send me some photos. And so why don't you go ahead and let's kind of show off these cute photos of your boy.
Okay.
So tell us about.
Okay,
Tell us about
this
your
is
son
Josh.
a little bit.
This is Josh, and he is our middle child. He's the fourth, right in the middle. 3 older, 3 younger, and he's the most easygoing kid on the planet since day one. Just chill, easy, happy, funny, and just just really, really laid back.
He's just got his cute dimples.
I know.
His
Oh my
mom's
gosh,
cute
his dimples are the best. He's always up for an adventure. He's always up. Like he takes after me. Like I love water. I love water. I know you love Southern California like I do. I get in with my kids. I boogie board. I'm out there swimming for. He's like, Mom, let's go. Doing the waves and
You're the best.
This kid. I mean, I'm out there with my kids. He always is like laying down. Like he's always just chilling. Drinks the milk and then puts the empty milk back in the fridge, and he denies it, but I know it's him. I had to put that in there. This is him now. So a couple years ago, he's always kind of had short hair, and he's like, I'm going to grow my hair out. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, please. Because, some people associate long hair. You know that. You've been through the exact same thing, right?
I have the
But
hair
I was like,
issue.
okay, listen. Okay, you know what? Yeah, you're awesome. Plus, you have the
Gorgeous
best hair ever, like Greek god hair. This should be marbleized. I'm like, yeah, grow your hair out. And then so he just barely had me cut it. He's like, let's do it in stages because he's gonna have to cut it short in about 2 weeks.
Oh, in 2 weeks.
He's in about
So it's
2
coming
weeks.
up.
We're going to have to go short so we can take a picture so that he can, send in these mission papers. But for now, it's been just long and fabulous. It's been so fun. Me and my husband were like, oh my gosh, his hair is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so glad he grew it
that's
up.
so great.
Yeah. And he's always just chilling, posing. He loves everybody. These are the 4 older kids. Well, Jackson's not in there, but anyway, these are 1, 3, 4, and 5. And his cousins, every picture, you're watching the videos, he's always leaning on somebody, hugging somebody, has his arm around somebody. He's a lovey. He likes to love, and he just likes to let everyone know that he loves them. And he's just funny. He's just funny and chill and happy, and that's our whole big, huge, that's our big clan.
It looks like a lot of people.
I know. It looks like well, they're all big now. It used to be like Aaron and I are tall, and there's like all these, and now there's everybody except 2 are like all the same height, and then we look like this massive group. But that's the whole fam.
It's just
and
so
then
beautiful.
he's the student body president this year of his high school, and I'm just super proud of him. He's had the best experience. He's just tried so hard to make everyone feel welcome and loved. And
which is a burden.
Yeah.
On those.
He knew it was a big
SBOs,
deal, but man, he's loved it. He's loved it, and he puts in a lot of effort. Even though he's chill, he puts in a lot of effort, and I love that about him.
I was telling Laurie that I feel like our kids need to know stories about themselves. They need to know what their strengths are.
Yeah.
They need to know what amazing qualities that they have that we have learned and gained from them. Because I think about the stuff that I learned from my kids all the time. And
and they do.
I feel
You're
like
right.
I've learned more.
They do need to know it. I don't think as parents we do that because we're trying to parent them
all day. I feel like it's like, okay, pick up your stuff. Have you done your homework? What do you are you hungry? Where do you need to be? Like all that stuff, and we don't get the chance to like sit down and say, all right, here are the things that I really.
Hey, you're so dang awesome.
Right.
Let me just list it out for you.
Right. And
you know?
so
yeah, I love
that has to happen
idea.
somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so I just thought, okay, I wanted us to spend a little bit of time and create a book that would be specifically for our seniors. And so I'm going to show you what this one looks like. It's for Quincy, and I actually haven't made her something like this. And we just, we got some beautiful senior pictures taken of her.
Awesome. You're ahead of the game.
So, yeah.
You're way ahead of the game.
It was pretty exciting.
We'll be doing ours in May.
Right? And that's what I thought you did, but man, she was on it.
Oh, so was my daughter. Because I think she wanted a couple different times.
She's like, I'm going to be a senior, so I need the pictures now. That was Quincy too. Like before she was even a senior, we had the senior pictures.
My boys, I'm like, okay, let's just drive 5 minutes up the mountain, stand there, click, okay, we're good.
So I'm going to kind of just open the book and kind of walk you through it so that you can kind of see it up close. And then we're going to make it.
Yay!
So in here, I wanted to add, I wrote a little letter that talked about what this book was for, which is really that I want her to know the things that I've learned from her. I am guilty of mostly designing girly stuff. So.
Well, you know.
It's tricky. That's what I like.
Hey, but I've had to figure it out.
Yeah, I got to make it work, right?
I have more boy stuff at my house than girls, so yeah.
And so then I wanted I love interactive journal books and things like that. And so I incorporated some little cards inside here where I did add some photos and some stories about things that I love about her in particular. And so on this very first one, and you'll appreciate this, one of the things that I think is super beautiful about Quincy and that I've learned from her, and I'll be emotional, she is so good with special needs kids.
Awesome.
And so ever since she was in kindergarten and first grade, that teacher was like, okay, this is the one you've got to help. And she always kind of had a little assignment. And then she even got a job taking care of one of the girls in our neighborhood that had Down syndrome.
Awesome.
And then last year she was asked to participate in Special Needs Mutual.
Oh, it's the best thing ever. My kids have done it.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever.
So in church they have like one central place that all the special needs kids come.
From miles and miles around.
And it's once a week.
There's about 60. Is that?
That's probably about what it
There's
was for them too.
around 60, and they're from age 12 to 65. I mean,
Yeah.
and they put these teenagers in charge.
And they give the teenagers a brother or a sister.
And they get one person
for the year.
For the whole year.
And I wrote, I remember watching you at Special Needs Mutual. The night I came to plan prom, your sister was so sad she couldn't stop crying. You were loving and patient with her. You just supported her and let her cry, and you scratched her back and encouraged her. And I was like, that's my 16-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of her. And I don't think she got that from me, just super proud of her.
That's awesome.
So it kind of goes on, and I want to show you some tips, and hopefully we're going to crank through some of this stuff. But
Okay.
I wanted to add kind of some of these pictures of her personality.
Yeah.
And again,
And I love
I know, isn't that fun? Just a little bit of sewing. I
Okay.
brought my sewing machine.
And just so you know, in that very first time that you were featured in the magazine, you sewed pages together that opened, and I was like, oh, and I did it too, because you did it.
It was the best, right?
It's like, oh my gosh.
So in
I'm gonna
here
copy.
is another little card, and
So cute.
again, I just talk about the things that I really admire about Quincy, because I know that there's going to be a time when she's wondering, what she has. So I haven't finished all of it. I kind of wrote in my journal the lessons that I wanted to highlight, but I
Perfect.
haven't completely finished
Okay.
it. So here I added some pieces of little lined paper. Again, I stitched it.
Okay.
I made this oversized tag that created a background for the photo.
I love that.
Here, again, I used a card, and I created just a little tab so that when you're looking through the book, it
will stay shut.
doesn't flip all
And
over.
I love this.
And all
Does
that
that
stuff.
pull out
Yeah,
too?
it
Or that
that
it's
doesn't.
like
It just
it's
kind of
so
shows.
cute. Okay.
So I just love that component of little peekaboos and
Yeah.
extra little I should look under here.
Yeah.
Type.
Plus, some of these messages are a little bit private.
bit
I feel like it
personal,
makes them. It makes it
Special.
special. You got to open this to see
Yeah.
how much I love you. That's super cute.
So she had a few different fun locations on the photo shoot and some clothes, and it was fun just to
look how
go
cute
and
she is.
pick out the clothing. This
Yeah.
one, I actually stitched the photo
Oh,
around.
I love it, like a pocket.
So there is a little pocket for me to
Perfect.
write underneath there, and then this last page has kind of this little match. Did not turn out pretty.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's
where
only for girl books,
it's
right?
probably less appreciated by
Well,
Josh,
gee.
but
Oh, I
anyway.
love it.
So
Okay, and I have to tell you, this is so perfect because I have been thinking for the past month or two that I was like, what? I want to give something to Josh when he leaves for 2 years. And yes, we can talk to him and email him, but I was thinking, I need to make him something because Josh he really appreciates this kind of effort.
right.
He loves little things like that. He loves when I make him little books. And I want to do quotes, and I want to do some inspirational stuff too, so that he can take it with him, and he can look through and know how much we love him. But also, I want to inspire him when maybe he's like, I don't know,
'Cause he's
I don't
gonna have
know.
days.
Am I
Yeah.
okay? Am I up to the task of life? And I want to be like, you are
Right.
the bomb, and you can rock it. So
Right.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
So I got
Okay.
out my boy stuff for
Woo!
you, right?
Mhm.
And so grab from you right there. We're going to start out with that piece of chipboard that's on the very
Oh, okay.
bottom. All right?
All right.
And I want to kind of just talk through
Okay, and these
how
are my-
we construct this book, because
Okay.
it's actually super duper easy.
Okay, I'm
So the
excited.
first thing we're going to do is
You've got 6 more for me, right?
I know.
Everyone's gonna
That's
be
the
like,
thing. You're
where's
going to
my
be in
book?
trouble because they're going to start keeping
I'm
track.
so excited. Now I get to have a project. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and cut down. This is just bookboard, and
Okay.
it can come you can order it online. I have been known to cut up cereal boxes
Oh,
or
me too.
Great. Whatever you have, make it work.
Great.
Now,
Okay.
are you familiar with this kind of?
That's the one
is
I
this
have
the
at
one you
home.
Okay,
It's what I-
perfect.
it's what I have
so
at
I
home.
got you one. So
Okay.
go ahead
Yay.
and grab that.
Okay.
What the size of this book is 7.5 by 5.5. So go
Okay.
ahead and just flip it around. And I want you to I'm going to teach you how to cut the chipboard that I think is easy. I don't know. What's your hack?
I don't know how to do chipboard.
Okay.
So I don't have any. You teach me.
So you're going to go ahead and just stick it in.
I did know how to open the ruler though.
Good job.
Obviously, I used this. Okay.
I used to love it when I was teaching scrapbook classes, and I'd be like, and they'd be like, mind blown, and I'd be like,
does mine do that? You're like, yes.
So great. Yeah. So if if you don't know that, give that a try.
Yeah. Flip your ruler up. Okay.
So go ahead and just cut it. The first cut will be 7.5.
Okay.
And you're just going to cut it all the way down.
And
now,
this is going to
it's not going to cut all the way through.
It?
So you're really just scoring it. All right. That's all you're going to do. Pull it out.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have you do one more cut this direction at 5.5.
Okay.
And so that's the overall size of this book, and you'll be able to see all the instructions and download the instructions if you're following along. But 7.5 by 5.5.
Am I supposed to cut all the way
Took it just a little bit larger. All right, now.
Okay.
All right, now. Let's just go ahead and move your trimmer aside.
Okay.
And what you do have right here is a brand new Heidi Swapp cutting.
Look at that,
and it's very exciting.
There's
right?
no cut marks
I
yet.
know, and there's no glue
Mine is like, I had to throw mine
whatever.
away, it's so bad.
I know. So also there's this magnetic ruler, which is nice because it just doesn't like get lost.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Okay, so what's not nice is that I have this super rusty.
You know what? And I'm gonna let you do it. Like I am a klutz.
Okay.
I want you to do, I will cut my finger off.
So usually what I do then is go next, and I like to use a pretty heavy duty utility knife. You could also use an X-Acto knife.
Okay.
So sometimes I just kind of give myself an extra fold so I really know where I'm cutting.
Okay.
And now it's just going to be a really quick cut. You can also, the other thing that I tell people is if you flip it upside down, then it's just it will go all the way through. So that just snaps it apart. One thing about, this is true for foam core and for chipboard, don't try to cut all the way through on your first swipe.
On the first try, okay.
You know, because then that's
you're
where
dragging
cutting.
It so hard.
That's
That's where you slice your
cutting
hand off
again.
Okay.
Now, if I kind of bend it back, I can also snap it, but I end up with some of those rough edges, and so that's why I keep cutting.
Okay.
So go ahead and stick that back in. You want that at 5.5 inches wide again.
Oh,
all right. And then we're going to end up with some extra pieces.
Is this, wait, I was going to put it in the wrong way.
Oh, yeah. Let me make sure that it's 5.5 wide, and we'll clean up that bottom edge.
Okay.
I'm always liking to kind of hang on to my extra chipboard pieces.
Oh,
fail.
Tags and whatever.
Yep.
Okay, yes. Yep. I keep everything.
So we'll go ahead and just clean up this last cut.
Okay.
And to Laurie's point, watch your fingers, keep all of your arms and legs inside the right at all times. And I'm just going to kind of clean up that little edge as well.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
Great. So that's now the covers of our book.
Okay.
And now we're going to work on the inside pages. So what I did when we got here, I said to Laurie, I want you to choose a few pages that kind of speaks to you and that you feel like Josh will like. Yeah. And you guys, this is the first time that I'm bringing out the new Wolfpack collection.
Yeah.
And
I'm super excited because I know what it means to you.
I know.
I do. I know what it means to you, and I love it. And my oldest son, like that's his nickname, and I buy him rings, and he has shirts and
wolf stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So this is exciting.
I think that a lot of people can really relate to it.
For sure.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut 12 pages, and that's specifically for you.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to choose one for the cover.
For the cover. Okay.
So right here on my book, I've got one paper that is the cover, and one paper that I'm using as like a spine.
As the accent
piece.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and put those two aside. Okay.
Because it looks like Vans.
Yes,
all those boys are Vans. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I want that, and then I think I want a contrast. So I like this for the spine. Okay.
Perfect.
Let's do those.
So let's set this aside.
Okay.
And then we're going to go ahead and cut the inside pages.
Okay.
So our inside pages are this entire piece. So it's going to be 7.5.
Okay.
Let's see. 7.5 tall by 11.
7 by 11. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a second to go ahead and start cutting.
Okay.
While I kind of show how this is going to start coming together. Now, if you've been following me for a long time, maybe my old videos or whatever, I call this method of bookmaking. First of all, it's my favorite. It's so easy. You don't need a bunch of extra tools or whatever. Back-to-back bookbinding. So I'm going to go ahead and also, I'm right there with you, cutting 7.5 tall is your height, and then 7.5.
Did I mess this one up? I did.
Well,
Shoot, I messed up the polka dots.
That's all right, because there's another one.
There's another. Okay, that's good.
There's 2 in each one of the paper pads.
Okay, I did 7 and not 7.
That's all right. So, okay, so 7.5 by 11. So you're really just cutting 1 inch off of the width.
Okay.
And you know what? Whenever anybody's cutting, I probably should have had these pre-cut for you, because cutting is stressful. Just so you know.
I got it.
But she's gonna crank it out.
Okay.
So when you do back-to-back bookbinding, you only one side of the paper shows. So depending on what kind of book you're making, you want to consider if you're going to benefit from having both sides show. That in that case, you'd want to make sure that you use double-sided cardstock. But whenever you purchase like a paper pad, it's single-sided.
Okay.
So,
and we're gluing those together.
And we're going to glue them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So just to kind of get, while she's cutting, and then I'm going to be able to help her start building, every one of these pages is just going to get folded exactly in half. And I like to, whether you have a bone folder, there she goes. I'm telling you,
yeah,
no pressure.
Yep. I'm like listening to your instructions while I cut my paper the wrong way. That was awesome.
All right, and I'm going to help you.
Obviously, I'm going to need some help. And I'm going to have to break into your pack of paper because I really like that one.
That's okay. So this is where we're going with this is, and I'm not giving you instruction. I'm just kind of helping our viewers know where we're going. So you're going to have the papers. We're going to glue them back to back like this, and then we just keep gluing them as we go.
Okay.
So I'm going to jump in.
And you have to be thoughtful about the pattern.
Yeah, you've got to
because you want the bears like standing up. You've got to kind of watch what you're doing.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So the wolves, we know we want it to be going kind of horizontal. All right. Okay, so we've gone ahead and cut all the pages to 7.5 tall by 11 wide, which is going to span the whole book.
Okay.
And then while she was cutting, I was folding and
what's
kind of
this
scoring.
tool?
So this is just, it's a little edge distressor.
Oh, okay.
And I just use it to kind of fold the edge.
Oh, nice.
You can also use a bone folder.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to show
Kitchen
you.
scraper, whatever.
Exactly, whatever you have. Credit card.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of adhesive that I love. Everybody's picky about adhesive. I don't know if you
I'm
have
not picky, so tell me what
adhesive.
I
So you're
tell
gonna
me
grab
what I want
this
to
little
tell me
guy.
how to be picky.
So when you use this guy, it has a long, like it goes for a long time, which is why I like it. But you kind of have to make sure that you're pressing down so that it doesn't, you just need to use a little bit of muscle.
A little bit, but
so
not
I
too
think
much.
a lot of people,
Okay.
medium muscle.
Okay, I've struggled with these before, so
Let's hope. Let's hope
I can do it.
Okay, so as we're kind of putting these together, we just want to make sure that it's right side up.
Yes,
you know,
because we do have a couple patterns that need
some
to be
that kind of
right
need
side
to be.
up.
So
Okay.
I'm going to
So we'll
start
take
out,
2.
and I'm going to be gluing these 2 together.
Okay.
Back to back. Okay, now that we have our insides all built, so this just stacks right up on top of each other. The folds are all even. Now we're going to take the covers. So this is the 2 chipboard covers. Again, just a reminder, they're 7.5 by 5.5. So the pieces of paper that we wanted for the cover are 7.5 by 5.5, and all we're going to do is glue these on.
Okay.
Now, just a note to self: glue it on the paper. Put the glue on the paper, and then the paper on the board.
Okay, it just sticks better to the paper
because
than the
if
chipboard.
you put the adhesive onto the chipboard, it wants to pull up the layers.
Okay.
Very frustrating. And again, just trying to get the adhesive closest to the edge without going over. And then you'll just go ahead and adhere that right on there. Now, I know that you do a lot of videos yourself, Laurie, for your, Laurie has well, explain it really quick.
I have an elementary art education program. It's called the Great Artist Program, and we
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have you explain it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna help. I'm just gonna glue the covers on the front and the back.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
So, and then you explain.
Okay. So the Great Artist Program is an art curriculum that can be used at schools who don't have an art teacher. There's a lot of schools, especially in the West, who don't have the money for the arts anymore. That's kind of the first thing to get thrown out. And so I made an art program for parent volunteers.
Which is just it's so cool because you've
always
been
the
art.
At your
yeah,
school.
I do.
Yeah.
And you've always been the art lady.
Yeah.
Ever since
art
I can
teacher
remember.
Forever. Yeah. So I taught first grade, and then I started teaching art in my home, and I've been doing that for 21 years. And then as soon as my kids went to elementary school, I said, hey, I could correct spelling tests, or I could come teach art once a month. And they took me up on it, and it just grew from there. And other schools started saying, we want what you're doing at your school. So parent volunteer goes in once a month. Before they go in, they watch a training video of me showing them how to do the whole lesson. It's a very easy lesson plan based on the great artists of the past.
And you and your husband produce these videos, right?
Yeah, we produce the video. We do have another partner who has produced a lot of our videos as well and who helps us. So we train parent volunteers, and then the parent goes in and they get to be the art teacher. So we love to say that you don't have to have any teaching or artistic experience. You just have to be happy and enthusiastic. I just want every kid to love it.
The kids love it.
They love it. And our tagline is finding the great artist in every child. So it is the funnest thing to be part of. I never look at my calendar and go, oh, I have to volunteer ever. I'm like, yes. Because they cheer when you come in. Like, you are their favorite volunteer. It's the best.
Yeah.
So you go in and you're there for about an hour and you teach about an artist and you have them recreate the masterpiece. So we're really teaching them how to draw and compose and color rather than tons of art history and like a craft project. It's an art lesson. And then the next month you come in again and they're like, she's here or he's here. We've got dads, we've got grandmas. So we have schools across the country who use it, and it's been so fun. And then we have like a YouTube channel with kind of some easier projects, and they're all based on children's books because I love children's book illustrations. So anyway, we've been doing that for years, about 20 years, and just love it.
Awesome.
Just love it. Yeah.
20 years.
20 years. I love teaching art to kids. It's the best.
Okay, so really easy binding. Really what happens is right now, we could be done. And I have done this several times where I just leave this open spine. And
this glue is awesome, and it's going to hold it. Okay.
Yeah, and what's great is now we've made
and look how flat
like
it lays.
A flat
I love
laid
it.
book, right?
Yeah.
And so you could make this out of just plain paper,
This is awesome.
lined paper, whatever.
Yeah.
But all I'm doing to just kind of cover it and keep it all kind of nice and tight is that I took another 7.5 by 5.5.
Okay.
And I want this to be an access piece, so it's just going to kind of wrap around.
Okay.
So I folded it, and
did you just kind of check where it was and made a crease?
This is where my eyeballing happens.
I love to eyeball. I don't measure. I don't use a
so
level.
I know this is my kind of girl. You always find out when you go teach a class and they're like, how many inches? And I'm like,
I know. I always
it's about 3 inches.
I'm like, this is like the artsy fartsy way. I always do that in quotations. I was at school the other day. I'm like, can I say artsy fartsy? And all the fourth graders are like, and I was like, well, I just said it.
You're the funnest.
That's how you eyeball things, right? You just,
So we're just going to line up the edge with that crease.
Okay.
Notice that I've just kind of wrapped it around. I've given myself just a little bit of extra room. So it's got a little.
So that it can lay flat. So we're not going to glue the spine.
Correct.
Okay. I would have. Okay. I'm glad. I'm glad I asked.
Just leave it. And then that second crease that I just kind of folded to be the right height, it's about 1/2 inch, is just going to line up with the back edge. And so we're just going to glue that over.
Okay.
Super quick and easy. And
this
now
is so cool.
That's all it takes to just construct the book. And now it's just time to have fun with it.
Sweet.
Adding in the photos
all the embellishments
and all that stuff.
Okay,
so Laurie is like, I want to sew.
Yeah, I like to sew.
Anyway, all we're going to do is something super quick.
Okay.
All you're going to do is like a straight line
Back
about
down,
1/4 inch
back
in.
stitch. Okay.
And really all we're doing is just kind of creating a little
texture.
A tucky flap thing.
Oh, yours isn't. Okay, I just tried to tuck it.
Oh,
It
just
stays
put
on
it to
that
the
side.
side. Yep,
Okay,
you're
mine
good.
goes on the other side.
And there's your little petal.
And where's the back stitch? Right here?
Just
right
push
there.
it up.
All right.
And then you'll just set this presser foot down
Okay.
there. Yeah. All the sewing machines are so different, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, now the bad news is my little, grab that pair of scissors.
Oh, is your little
'Cause
thing
my-
in the back
yeah,
busted?
it's-
Okay.
All right,
All right, well, let's trim these off over here.
quick, yep.
Okay.
So let me just show you what I did,
Okay.
which, and maybe I'm just gonna trim this off just a little bit more. So this guy is gonna, we're gonna kind of decide where he's gonna go.
Okay.
And this is just gonna create a little tuck
Okay.
for us. So I kind of put this on here so that it has the right amount of tuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then just go ahead and glue it and then put the whole thing down at once.
Oh, and glue the whole back of the card
Uh-huh.
as well.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to put a little extra underneath there so it will stick, you can. So again, I think that if you are going to have something that has a little flap or an opening, it's nice to kind of create those little tucks.
Okay. Oh, good. And then I can just place it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it a little lower because I love the tag thing. So I
Yeah.
definitely want like a picture
Perfect.
sticking out. So I'll set it down there.
Yeah. And then on mine, I did take just a little circle punch so
Uh-huh.
that kind of showed,
the tag
which is
shows.
really easy.
Okay. It
to
worked.
do. Yep.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to pick a photo. You might want to wait until, I don't know. Let's keep going for just a
Let's
second.
add, yeah, let's add some more stuff.
Why don't we make this big tag really
Yeah,
quick?
let's do that.
So
okay.
let's just grab another piece of paper in there that you like,
Okay.
that makes a good accent. I think we kind of need something that's a little
We
bit.
need something dark to show up.
What about this one?
Yeah, I
Would
love
that
that
work?
one. Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
it.
So cut that one to about 8.5 inches in length. And we're really just making like an oversized tag
Okay.
so that it just gives that little contrast for a photo.
All right.
All right,
Trim it
perfect.
a little bit skinnier, maybe.
Yeah, you
oh,
can do
there's
that.
kind
Yeah.
of this edge on here. Let's
Yeah,
get
that's a
rid of
good
that
idea.
edge.
All right, now,
Okay.
the way that I'm usually doing this is I'll just trim, I got this right in the way here, but I just like to trim angled corners.
Okay.
I punch a hole and then put like a little reinforcer
Great.
around it.
Okay.
So go ahead and, here, use
Oh,
that one
those
that's
are-
already
okay.
opened. And I have, these are little reinforcers, cute, colorful reinforcers.
Okay.
And so, I don't know, maybe the
Well, I
green
like-
one will
I
vibe
like-
the best.
I like
Yeah,
that one.
that'll work.
Okay. I think it'll show up good.
Perfect.
Oh, hold on.
Even it out.
Yep.
This is, it's always tricky.
Oh, man. We're going to just have to keep on cutting.
Perfect.
And that's good enough. Okay.
There we go. So there's two different sizes. Have you ever used one of these big chompers? This is called
No.
a crocodile.
Okay, I have the one that I have the corner rounder crocodile that I
Yep.
use all the time.
And so this is just like, there's two different sizes here. So we're going to use that larger
Use the
size.
bigger one. Okay, so you
So
just
go
kinda
ahead and stick it
hit
in.
where you want, right there. Okay.
And there we go.
Okay.
So here's a little
Ooh, good. Yeah, I love
reinforcer
that
for ya.
aqua. Thank you.
Yeah. And let's just throw a little piece of twine on there.
Okay.
Tie that on. And then I always like to just have a little bit hanging out the top.
Yeah, that's
So then
fun.
just go ahead and tie it on and then have it stick out
Okay.
the pages. Now, another thing while you're working on that, I want to show, well, if I can find it. Like I said, I thought, I mean, I'm kind of long-winded. How are you on the long-winded writing?
I'm long-winded,
Somehow I knew
as
that.
you could probably tell.
So I just
Not
ripped
a
a
surprise to
couple
anybody.
little pages out of this book.
Okay.
And then I just kind of staggered it a little.
Perfect.
1, 2.
Two's
Okay.
probably good.
Two's
I don't know if
good.
I'm
You're,
that
are you long-winded enough? All right.
Yeah, I think
And
two's
then
enough.
what I did is I kind of staggered it.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw a zigzag stitch on it.
Cute.
Super quick. And now you can just pick another page and just go ahead and just glue that right into the book.
Okay, I'm using the wolf page.
Perfect.
I love it.
Perfect.
All right.
All right. So I think that, again, like having this little layered stack of paper just makes it interesting, and you want to get in and read
Well,
it.
and sometimes, you know, back in the, I would spend so much time scrapbooking and making it cute and doing these titles, and I wouldn't have enough room to say what it was about. And
To
I know
write
you're
the
into
journal.
like tell the
Yeah.
story. Yeah, I think this is nice because sometimes you can't always just oh, he's so cute. Look,
Right.
you're 4, you're so cute.
Right, I just love you.
Yeah, it's really nice to have some extra space, which isn't always the easiest thing when you're
So one
doing
of the
that.
things that I wanted to showcase on this one that I did for Quincy, that we've already discussed, probably Josh wouldn't appreciate quite so much,
Oh,
is
yes,
that
but show me.
this fun
I have a daughter.
vellum paper. And so this comes in the Emerson Lane collection. And so it's a vellum sheet that has this beautiful gold foil
Love it.
on it. And so I just got in there and kind of fussy cut out some of these florals. And then just glued them on the page, tucked them in and under,
Yeah, I
and,
love how
and
this is
layered it.
underneath and then it comes over the top.
So,
That's so pretty.
you know, there might be some other ones that as you start working, you could kind of play around with creating some
Yeah.
layered dimension and things like that. The other thing that I wanted to show you is that I really love photo corners. And so this set of photo corners from the Emerson Lane collection, and
Oh yeah, and I want to do the photo corners on the tag like you
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Okay.
Here, let me get this out.
Okay. Let me find.
So find a photo.
Okay.
We're gonna send you with at least one photo.
Oh, let's do this. He's
ready to go.
he's eating a s'more. Let's put it on the. All right. And it looks like you trimmed your. I'm going to trim my picture so that
Trim
it
it
doesn't
just a little bit,
overhang.
yep.
Yeah.
So these photo corners are my absolute favorite go-to.
Okay.
And this Emerson Lane collection one, I think these colors are just really
Oh, there we go.
universal. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So they're self-adhesive. So,
Oh, yay.
But here's the thing. I
Okay.
do kind of glue it. So kind of glue it in the middle of the photo and then just tuck 1 or 2 photo corners on the sides.
Okay.
So-
Glue your photo first and then tuck the corner.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just because sometimes
Yeah.
we don't want to rely on the
Well,
photo
like the
corner.
pictures I brought for you, the reason, the photo corners and they're coming off and yes, so.
So
I hear ya.
that's definitely kind of a
And
go-to.
glue stick really doesn't it really doesn't last the test of time either.
Is that what those were on for?
No,
With
no,
the-
I
Oh,
just-
you said sticky.
Well, I know, but my kids have been looking through and there's stuff falling off.
Yeah.
Like especially chipboard pieces, like,
Right.
you know. Yeah, glue stick, don't
And
use
I-
chipboard and glue stick.
So just maybe be a little
They
bit
won't
more
stand the test of time.
intentional.
Yeah, you gotta use Heidi's glue. I'm gonna get one of these.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I think that those are kind of the fun things. You know, this one I think would be really cute.
Oh, I love that. Okay, and again, you did not sew it onto the book. You sewed it onto another piece of paper, and then you just glue it.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, okay, what were the steps?
So I just cut a piece of paper out and then sewed the photo on,
I for sure want to do
creating that pocket.
that. Okay.
So I'm going to let you look through this, and we're going to kind of keep going,
Okay.
playing around, and I'll go ahead and send everybody out, and
Okay.
we will make sure that we post. I mean, you're going to let us see the finished product, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait.
I will finish it. I'm super excited.